Hey nerds, join us on Discord and hit that subscribe button.
May the light reflect in your eyes. I'm Kellic.
Flynn. Sika.
Thessaly.
Olma.
Brother Brim.
And I'm your DM, Ethan. Welcome to Venture Forth. Previously, the party had come across a series of glass statues in the wake of some members of the Order of the Red Wolf. After a brief encounter with some zombified members of the Order of the Red Wolf, as well as a protective shield guardian, you defeated the foes and afterwards assessed the situation with the glass statues. After a bit of investigation, you found that these were most likely what was left of Olma's family. Flynn and Seeker began to look around, and after a discovery of one of the figures pointing towards a tree, Flynn and Seeker found some more clues that might lead you to the next step. Kellic had, over the course of some time, gone through and with each glass figure cast a spell to dismiss them, to put them to rest, as Thessaly completed a beautiful portrait of each member of the family. And as these embers and ashes peel away from the glass, leaving nothing remaining, you all stand there in the darkness, in the forest. What would you all like to do? Seeker, you said some of those objects are relevant to Olma?
Mm-hmm. I'll walk over to Olma and bend down. And if I can, I will try and catch your eyes.
How are you trying to catch my eyes?
Looking for like just making eye contact.
I'm not really making eye contact with anyone though, so I wouldn't catch them. Yeah,
okay.
Sorry.
When I realize I can't, just kind of look down and Olma. I'm so sorry. And I will hold up I'll have my mage hand hold up the green gem. Found some things and figured out as much as I could about what they are. And this one, it is a piece of a memory crystal that belonged to your family. I touched it and it just gave fragments of memories, but you could touch it and see if you see anything else. And I pull out the monocle and the paper. So she was pointing to the woman in the front that was on the ground. She was pointing to this in that tree. That is a memory crystal. This blank piece of paper, I could not identify. I think they purposefully locked away information. And this monocle requires someone of a special bloodline to use it in a special place to see what's on the to use it, maybe to see what's on the paper.
Olma, are you zoned out or are you looking at the stuff?
I'm looking at I'm actively listening and I'm like glancing at the stuff. I'm not like paying attention to it, but I am looking.
Just something that jumps out to you. Seeker said this blank piece of paper.
There's writing.
You see writing on the paper.
Of course I do. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so when we were in the lab and I touched Lolin Threer's memory crystal, it was like I was her. I walked across the street as her as a little girl. I saw her or myself making different chemicals. this could give you the memories of at least someone in your family.
Mm-hmm. Can I see the paper and the
Yeah, I'll hold them out.
Glasses?
I'll hold them out to you.
I'll grab them. Can I read the paper?
Yes, the paper says Broad Street and Fisher's Way, Sunplume.
You said that the monocle will reveal lighting. You said the monocle will reveal writing in a special place.
It told me that it needs a special person from a special bloodline, kind of like you, in a special place. I don't know what it will reveal. I'm guessing you look through it. That's what you do with a monocle.
Fisher Place and
Broad Street and Fisher's Way,
Yep.
Sunplume.
yeah. Okay. You know how in the graveyard the plaque had writing on it, but you guys couldn't see it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Paper's not blank.
Oh, man. But why
So-
couldn't I saw nothing?
Well,
Powerful magic.
I don't know. The place is probably this place though. This is like a street. It's just in Sunplume.
The paper has the name of a street on it.
Well, like not like an address or anything, but it's got like there's Broad Street and Fisher Way.
That sounds a bit like an address.
Maybe a
Well, it's like
crossroad.
two streets maybe where they intersect.
Mm-hmm.
Do you? Shh. We should go look.
I guess, or should we fix my necklace, or
I don't know
I
if
don't
there's
really
an option
know.
for us without the wisdom of. I mean, maybe you said that's a memory crystal.
Yes. And given what you've just lost, this could be amazing for you.
Maybe it'll have that information in it.
Yeah.
It must be something important. That's the purpose of the thing. They don't just store rudimentary trivia in one of those.
Your family was trying to show us something, Olma, and I think we should go see what it was. Wouldn't you?
okay, sure,
The Sunplume, then?
Something.
yeah.
We are. There was posters of us in Sunplume. Just
Well, maybe I
Make
can
sure
just go. I can just find this place. And,
You did change everyone in the
I mean,
underground.
that's
well, you
true
want me
as well.
to- Okay, I can do that.
I would rather not leave you alone, Olma.
yeah.
Okay, what do you want to look like?
That's a good question.
Really tall dwarves.
No. No,
Um,
thank you. Something not out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Something like most folks that we've seen.
Mhm.
So it's just like human and kind of mundane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. that
Like
works.
common clothes. That sort of thing.
Okay, just let me sit down for a second. And I'm gonna go sit against a tree and I'm gonna think about everyone. And
Hey, as you sit down, Olma,
uh,
do you want to keep this this memory crystal, this piece, or do you want me to hold it?
you can hold it.
And I look at the paper, still blank, right? And I look back at Olma. You're pretty special, and I will boop you on the nose, and a cool energy that you are somewhat familiar with will pulse through you, and I will give you a vigilant blessing, so you will have initiative,
Thank you.
advantage on initiative on the next time you need it.
How far away, or how deep do we get into the forest? I don't want the spell to not last by the time we get there.
It's 8 hours
Yeah,
long.
It's 8
it's a
hours.
while.
8 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys.
Okay.
It's not an 8-hour trek.
How long was that temporary HP? Should we
Also
8
8 hours.
8 hours,
It is
yeah.
also 8 hours.
Hey.
Okay.
8 is
Oh, well then.
We got big boy
Let's
spells
go
That's a
now.
good spell.
Okay, so let me see how long it takes to do seeming. It's a bonus action, really? To do seem? No, that's a different spell. Okay.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
that's a
that.
nice
Any
bonus.
sense.
Okay.
That can't be right.
Yeah.
Blend
Doesn't even
those
make
up.
sense mechanically. Like, why would you want
Yeah.
Duration.
Right?
Yeah, it just says one action is
Okay,
casting
one
time. So
Okay.
I'll just sit down, but I'll think about everything. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep everyone pretty basic.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna
We've
imagine
seen a lot
everyone.
of people in the cities that we've been in this
Yeah,
region.
I'm just gonna imagine everyone as human, wearing mundane, common clothes, nothing to stand out, nothing flashy.
Okay.
So everything is very, very basic and almost opposite to how they look now. Like, and if they have very dark hair, it's going to be a different color. If they were bald, they're going to have hair.
Gotcha.
Everyone's going to be human.
So
and-
basic, but just about every aspect different.
yes.
Okay.
My
Cool.
kid.
No, everyone's still an adult.
Okay, I'm just like a very
You
small
taller?
human.
No, everyone. I can change heights.
Oh.
Everyone's just a general
Oh, okay.
a
Cool.
human height, and
So,
it doesn't feel any different for you because
Okay.
it's just a vision. It's
An
just
illusion.
it's just an
Mhm.
illusion. So you still feel like you.
You all are heading back to Sunplume?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You sort of are able to take the same trajectory that you came out into the forest with. It takes you a little bit of time. You're not walking with as much fervor as you were
Definitely
heading
not.
into the
Mhm.
heading into the forest.
Mm-mm.
But eventually, the tree line breaks, and you can see the small town of Sunplume in front of you. The trek back to Sunplume almost goes over your head. No one's even really thinking about. It's just put one foot in front of the other. But eventually, you do get back to the town, and when you see the town, what would you all like to do?
I guess we should look for street signs.
yeah,
Yeah.
start reading
Try to
signs.
find a broad. What'd you say? Broad Street and,
And Fisher's Way.
Way.
Sunplume.
Start looking.
Are we far from the central area where I saw the bulletin board?
You're on the outskirts of the town right now.
Yeah, is that center? Was that in the center?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've got a town square directly in the center.
Yeah. yeah. Is there anybody like near us? Anybody walking by?
No, from what you can tell right now, it's probably 3 to 4 a.m.
Mhm.
Oh,
Um, Everyone is asleep right now, from what you can tell.
DM, if it just like at some point during that walk, because I'm keeping watch, seeing that everybody's obviously not doing so.
Mhm.
Brim is kind of trying to just be vigilant and make sure that nothing slips by. But I do want to go up to Thessaly at some point, and I'll just say, "How's she doing?"
Well, I mean, I think her whole world got a little shattered there. So, considering, she's really holding it together.
All I ever heard about Olma was how much more advanced she was than all of the other disciples at the monastery.
That's true 10 times over.
I'm glad she's doing all right. As well as can be.
All right is relative. I think she'll need time. Hopefully there are more answers in store. I think that'll help. There's so much unknown still. I think it would bother anyone very deeply. So if you have any insight to give, I think we'd all appreciate it.
I don't have much.
And how do you feel about your quest of finding the source of this magic and assessing it?
Well, it's only been about 5 or 6 hours, so still on the fence.
Still on the fence. Good. All right then. And I'm just gonna give you a look that's like, I will be keeping an eye on you. I think we can both agree she's been through enough for a lifetime, though, wouldn't you say?
I'm not here to make anybody's life worse if I can help it.
Good to know. And I will sort of walk back as wherever we're headed to, just kind of briskly walk ahead.
Okay. Is everyone staying together as a group trying to find these streets, or are we splitting up?
That would be my
Generally.
intent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Then I am going to have the group make a group investigation check.
Okay.
See how long it takes you to make your way through these streets.
Get
We in these
'em.
streets. That's really, really good.
I'm not
All right,
smart.
shout them out when you got them.
Natural 20.
Ooh,
Natural 20.
9.
23.
Why did I go back to that dice? I already
23. Ooh.
A 12.
Well, okay. It seems like Flynn, Brim, and Kellic are taking charge of this. As you all are keeping your heads on a swivel, you are sort of crossing over the sort of eastern portion of the town. And I would assume, Seeker, are you, just from your comment earlier, are you keeping people away from the town center?
no.
No? Okay.
If we're near it, if we come near it at some point, I do want to check and see if there are more bulletins of the crew.
Okay. I'm going to have you make a separate investigation check for that.
Okay. 12.
A 12. Okay, so the group is sort of going street by street, and at pretty much the same moment, Flynn, Brim, and Kellic all see Broad Street just up on your right. So you all walk over there, and as you take the road over to Broad Street, Seeker, you do see posted in the front of one store the same exact wanted poster you had seen previously. But you all make it to Broad Street, and then
I was just going to ask, does it give any indication as to why? I can't remember. Was there, like, it says unwanted
Oh, like
posters?
our crimes?
there was
What are the
Yeah.
crimes or
No.
things listed? It doesn't give any
it does
indication.
not. It does not give. But
Cool.
in your travels,
Or any, like, contact information or
there was
anything?
contact
I
information
remember- yeah, I
on
feel
there.
like there
There
was
was, and I will need to pull it up because that's on the
Remit
third
to-
page.
Very hostile, right?
Yes, it
Yeah.
said.
Oh, okay.
It said
Right.
any
Okay.
indication report
That's
to
right.
Warden
I'm sorry.
Barrett Haskell.
Forthwith and post.
But you do know that for the most part in Caldor, a lot of crimes are treated almost with the same level. So in certain cases, it doesn't even really matter what they did. If they're wanted, everyone has got to pull together to get these people.
Them there's just lawbreakers. They got to go.
That's right.
Criminal.
So you would sort of know that it's not unusual to not see what they're wanted for. But yeah, so Seeker, you
So
do
I
see that.
see it on that one. Do I see it on any other shops? Like just glancing.
Just the one for now, but it is dark out.
Yeah, yeah.
The stars are kind of reflecting off of windows.
Mhm.
You could be missing some.
Okay.
So you all make it to Broad Street. You take a left and you start walking down until you all eventually hit Fisher's Way. And you look. And at these crossroads, it seems to be almost at the edge of town. So 2 of the corners don't even have buildings or establishments on them. And then there are 2 at the other, right across from each other. On one end, it appears that there is a little shop. There's got some windows out front. The door is closed. You don't see a sign. It looks like a little corner store, maybe a little family shop. But then on the other side, you see a small cottage, a little 2-story home. And that's what you see at these crossroads. What would you all like to do?
Look to Alma.
Yeah, I'm glancing at Olma.
We're all there.
Should we go in?
What do you think it is?
Do you want to look through the monocle now?
Worth a shot. I pick up the monocle and I look
Where are you looking?
around. I'm gonna look at both the shop and then the house.
Okay. You don't see anything. It's the exact same view, just through glass.
I'm gonna turn to the other 2 corners that are empty.
Same thing.
There's nothing.
I look at Brim. We could get inside. Take a look.
Inside which one?
Both.
DM, casually looking at these things, which one appears to be more recently lived in, used? Like, which one's better kept?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you make you could do insight or perception.
It's going to be a dirty 20.
That's a
No.
good
Dirty
slide.
20.
That's
Okay.
a good slide. I was scared.
You look at the shop,
Mhm.
and it seems pretty well kept. Also, knowing that you are in Caldor, a prominently dwarven nation.
Mm-hmm.
The ceilings are a little bit lower.
Mm-hmm.
The front door is a little bit lower. You look at the cottage across the street, one of maybe the few buildings in Sunplume that you've seen that is accommodating to what are probably full-grown humans. Overgrown bushes in the front. The grass is a little too tall. It looks a little disheveled.
This is a temple to Ariel. I think this would be the place.
So we just go in?
I don't think anybody's gonna be inside.
Just go in and take a look around.
I'll walk up to it and look back, kind of look for objections across the faces of everyone.
No
None
objection.
forthcoming, yep.
No.
Yep. Then I will just listen at the door. Are there any windows? Can I?
There are windows, yeah.
I want to look in.
Most of the windows are boarded up,
Yeah.
but some of the boards are shifted a little bit so you can see inside.
Are there any that look like they're easy to enter, or am I just going to go pick a lock? If there is a lock.
I'll let you be the judge of that. The front door, there is an obvious lock. And then on the windows, there are boards that are nailed into the frames themselves. So with those, it would probably be a matter of unhinging those and then getting into whatever window is behind it versus a front door with what looks like a traditional lock.
Yeah, I don't want to get dirty. Okay. Go to the front door and try and I will pick the lock.
Okay, I'm going to have you make a sleight of hand check for me.
Say 27.
A 27.
Jeez.
Okay.
You, with not even a half a turn, you get this thing open. You were expecting, maybe even a half-decent lock, but this seemed to be a pretty easy lock to pick before the whole place was disheveled. So it's real easy.
Nice work.
Just nod.
And the door swings open in front of you.
I'm going to assess the room and start to walk in carefully.
Okay. You see sort of a larger entryway. You see a couple of couches that the interior cushioning has been completely ripped out and destroyed. You see a fireplace off to your left that has very clearly not been used in some time. But for the most part, you see a pretty empty ground floor. It seems that everything that was here is probably taken out at some point.
So I'm going to look back and motion to everybody to come.
All right.
Oh, I'll go.
Following.
Okay.
And as they enter, I'm going to close the door just so it doesn't. Yeah.
All right. And as you all are stepping in, the wood flooring here, every step you take creaks. Even Seeker and Brim, those who are light of foot, you can't step anywhere without a creaking board.
Noticing that, I'm going to look at Kalik and then I'm going to look at Thess and say, is this what it feels like to be sneaking as you? This is terrible.
Sorry?
I'm doing my best.
I'm just staring daggers at you for that comment.
That's it. Yeah, okay. Sometimes the truth hurts. And I will continue checking the space.
I chuckle.
And bless you.
Sure. Just a little.
Okay. Seeker, you are checking the space. I'm going to have you make an investigation check for me.
Can I help? May I help Seeker?
Of course. Either a separate roll or an assist.
And as I'll just look at these someone searched or something was in these cushions, perhaps. And let's look around. No.
I'll give you advantage.
Okay.
Oh.
I won't.
Alma, maybe just put the monocle on at this point, in case something pops up.
Okay.
Okay.
Put
Olma,
monocle
you
on.
put the monocle on, looking around. At this point, doesn't seem to be any visible change.
Do I see any writing on things? I mean, I've been able to see writing that no one else has. So I'm looking for
unreal.
specifically anything, any writing.
You are you exploring the house or just stationary looking around?
I'm exploring.
Okay. You walk over and on the ground floor, just past this entry room, there is a kitchen. And you go and you see in the corner, just sort of thrown about, there seem to be a couple of recipes. You're looking at those. seems to be pretty standard recipes, no hidden messages from what you can tell. You're looking around. It seems to be like this house has just been picked apart. No writing that you can see, nothing etched into the walls, anything like that.
Okay.
I got a 9.
Oh.
It was impressive. I would, yeah. What do I?
With a 9, all you can tell on this ground floor is that this thing has been picked clean. And as you're looking through, Seeker, you can see that. I mean, someone without your background probably wouldn't notice this, but you notice in some of the floorboards, there's just a little bit of a chip in some of the corners, almost as if someone had come in, stuck a knife or something in, and actually pried up the floorboards before putting them back. So you see that some parts of this were probably picked apart by experts. Some was probably taken out in other ways. But after looking around, all you can find is the staircase in the center of the home going up to a second story.
Okay. I didn't find a lot, but these floorboards have been moved. I don't know by whom. I could, if you give me some time, try to find any magical essence here. I need some time. If maybe someone wants to check the floor, and I will point to the spots that I notice.
Yeah, I'll walk over to it. Check it out.
Okay. Are you pulling up the floorboards?
Yeah, I'll reach in my bag and grab like a dagger and just kind of like go to move them.
Okay.
See if I can work them out.
A couple of them you sort of have to pull the nail up too and move it. You can see in a couple of different areas around the house, there are these sort of secret storage areas. And as you pluck them up one by one, there's nothing in any of them.
No, there's nothing in here, Seeker.
I'm pulling out my stuff, I'm ritual casting Detect Magic.
Do I see the staircase?
You do. It's
I'm
right in the middle of
I'm
the
gonna
house.
go up the stairs to
Okay.
the next floor.
Do you have
All
a
right.
monocle on?
Yeah, I have.
Okay,
I'm looking through it and looking.
Nice.
Do I see Olma going up the stairs?
As you're sort of bent over, you're prying these things up. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say, Olma, you're able to go up the stairs. And as you look around, you see a pretty standard second floor. You see a hallway going down. You see what are probably bedrooms on either side. And right at the end of the hallway, where you would expect to see probably a window going out to the front, you see another door. But you only see it with the eye with the monocle on.
Okay.
It's almost this half illusion with the monocle that you have.
I'm gonna open the door.
Ooh.
You walk down to the end of the hallway and you open the door, and it is a staircase going down, which, as you are looking through the eye without the monocle, should be impossible. This should be the front wall of the house.
I'm gonna follow it.
Okay. You go down into this dark staircase. You leaving the door open behind you, or are you closing it?
I'm not focusing on closing it, so it's just like I'm just continuing. So
Okay.
I wouldn't think to turn around and close it. Don't roll.
Don't you roll on me.
Don't roll
You
anything.
don't.
Said you're not thinking about it. Okay. You are walking down the staircase, and you do not notice behind you the door slowly creaks closed, clicks shut.
Okay.
We're watching her.
But that's it.
You walk down these stairs, and you probably walk down maybe 2 flights of stairs, what would be 2 floors,
Sure.
before you get to a much larger room. And by the time you get there, it is well lit. It almost seems that from sort of the corners, the seals where the wall and the ceiling meet, there seems to be a light emanating from there without necessarily a source, but it's just enough to illuminate this entire room. It's a very sort of convenient blanket light.
Okay.
And right there in the center of this empty room, you see a pedestal with a sort of a wooden ball on it. The wood forms this shell on the outside, and you can see there are patterns sort of etched in to where the wood ball is hollow on the inside. And you see a light blue glow from the inside and a little button on top.
That's all I see in this entire room is just the pedestal and the
Just the
wooden
pedestal
ball?
with the wooden ball.
Yeah, so I want to go over to the pedestal and the wooden ball, and I want to see if there's any writing on it, anything. You said there's etchings, but I want to know what.
It's not necessarily etchings, but it seems that there is sort of this wooden shell on the outside, and there's almost like these wave patterns carved into it so that you can see into that blue glow in the center.
What do I see without the monocle?
That. It doesn't appear that the monocle is showing you
Affecting
anything
us at all.
different
Got
than
it.
what your eyes are seeing.
Okay, so now I just see.
Correct.
Okay, I'll push the button.
Okay, you push the button.
I mean, don't give me a lever and not
Pull
tell
the
me to
lever,
pull
baby.
it.
Push
Yeah.
the button.
Oh, yeah.
Afeared.
You push the button, and the blue light from within glows a little bit brighter. A little bit brighter. It almost seems to fill this wooden orb. And then this smoky light begins to pour out
Okay.
and pour out onto the ground. And it starts to coalesce as this wooden ball floats up into the air. Some of the wood, the light from the interior of the wood starts to gather on the top, creating this ball. And there are shapes that come out from the side of it. And after a couple of moments, the light starts to form these almost laser point connections, creating this silhouette of blue light in front of you. And after another moment, it seems to create a humanoid figure in front of you with this wooden ball forming at the chest. You can see these points of light, almost like a constellation moving around, and you see the silhouette of a person, but it's this almost jagged form where none of the shapes are round. It is all lines being created. As in front of you, you see a probably about 6 foot tall, blue glowing humanoid. Hello! How may I be of service? I don't recognize you. Are you new around here?
Yes?
Oh, good. What's your name?
Olma?
Hi, Olma. Very nice to meet you.
Who are you?
I am the house companion. I am here to help in whatever you need.
Why are you hidden?
I'm not hidden.
Yeah, you are.
I am in my normal place.
What do you do?
I assist the head of the household with whatever they need.
Who's the head of the household?
Lady Alexandra. And you share a striking resemblance.
Oh. Do you know when you were last awake?
I do not, no. I do know most days I am conscious, but I cannot tell when the last time I was.
Well, this house has been empty for a while.
Oh no.
And
They forget for a week again? They know I don't like it when that happens.
I don't think so.
Oh, good.
I think it's been longer. But I don't think they forgot.
What do you mean? 2 weeks? Don't tell me it was 3.
Well, I don't know how long it's been.
What's the state of the house? There's
Pretty
cooking and
bad.
cleaning that needs to be done.
It looks pretty bad out there and kind of like picked apart. And the lawn is overgrown.
Oh no.
And the windows are boarded up.
So there seems to be a lot to do.
Not really. I don't understand why I'm here. I thought there'd be more information. Not that you're not nice.
information are you looking for? I know Lady Exandra didn't like children down here, so I would assume she doesn't know that you're here. Let's get you back upstairs, and we can start this out with her.
Okay.
Okay, if you would like to follow me. And he reaches out his hand. Each finger is sort of this jagged, geometric shape, and reaches his hand out to inviting you to grab his.
When I grab it, is it solid?
Yeah, it's almost like it rebounds almost in like a jelly type of way.
Okay.
But after a second, it does hold firm.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let him lead me out.
Okay. As you both walk up the stairs, as you're walking up the stairs, he sort of takes the lead for a couple of seconds, opens up the door in front of you, and ushers you back out. And he leads you back down the hallway, and he starts to walk down the steps.
Does this look like you remember?
No, not at all. I'm going to have to go back and get my supplies. This is a disaster. I'm going to have to repaint and broom and sweep, and the hedges out front are atrocious. I don't know what I'm going to start with.
I don't think you need to start with anything.
Look at the state of this house. This is unacceptable.
Yeah, but no one really needs the house anymore, so...
I'm sorry, I don't catch your meaning.
I don't think anyone lives here anymore.
No. I'm sorry, you're incorrect.
Okay.
Give me one moment. As he walks down the stairs and sees the rest of the party, Flynn overturning the baseboards, everyone else looking around. Get out of this house!
Excuse you.
Excuse me, excuse you! Shoo! As he reaches over behind a cabinet and pulls this little broom out and starts to wave it at you. Out! Out!
Hold on. What are you? What manner of creature is this?
I'm like slowly walking down the stairs.
Olma,
Yeah,
where'd you go?
What did you
know
find?
You wandered off.
this is the spirit of the house.
The
What?
spirit of the house?
Yeah, he was a ball.
What?
And then I opened him up.
Spirit is a bit of a stretch. I'm the caretaker of this house, and you all are trespassing.
We absolutely are not. Olma invited us inside.
Oh, then I am so sorry. He puts the broom back. I am so sorry. Guests, can I make you a cup of tea? Are you all hungry?
In my head, the first thing we heard, like vaguely, was like, the hedges are atrocious. Like from upstairs.
Just from downstairs.
That's in my head, King.
Like,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
I don't. Answers, Olma. What is going? Where did you? Why? Who? What?
I don't know why the paper brought us here. I just saw a door, but the only thing in the door was him.
Oh,
And
You
he's
said
not very
Paper
helpful.
brought you here?
Yeah, a paper.
Who lived here exactly?
Lady Exandra, Teresa, Clara.
Aye. The Bagneys?
That is them.
Right. What's the last interaction you had with them? Do you recall?
Last interaction I had was, I was cleaning up. I was putting things away. I was getting the house in order. I was helping them pack, but nothing.
Did
Do you know what they were
Remember.
packing for?
they say where they were bound?
No, but they seem to be in a hurry.
Did they have a baby with them?
No, not while they were packing. Although I do recall seeing one a few days before that.
I
Hello.
think I'm that baby.
And if you could see a flat geometric face just look at you with bewilderment, that is what is happening. You see it just in the body language, sort of a slump and almost defeated. It was more than 3 weeks ago, wasn't it?
Probably.
Something closer to 12 years.
Good.
Good?
Good. It gives me a lot of work to do. I think I'm gonna go get started. If you all can make yourselves at home. And he turns around and he rushes up the stairs.
Aw. I'm still in a trance.
I don't know why we came here.
That's what the monocle showed you?
Yeah, I can see if there's anything else.
But he may know something about your family. Just, they'd have to extract it from him somehow. It seems that he's pretty service-oriented, so it would have to be something like helping pack or something that would give us the details that we need. Though, I will say, I don't know, well, we need to find out why they were being pursued, or
Okay.
how
I'll start
your
walking back up the stairs.
powers came to be. But other than that, I don't know what exactly we're after here.
Okay. I'm gonna go back up the stairs. Do I see him anywhere?
Are you going back into that room? It
I'm
seems
just
that
looking around.
Okay. You don't see anything. You see that the door to that secret room is open, though.
Do I see anything else with the monocle or just that secret room?
Just that secret room.
Alright, well then I'll go back in there.
Okay. As you descend down the stairs, you start to hear this like click, 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 as you descend down the stairs, and you see sort of sitting down in the corner. You see that this construct has sort of grabbed the wooden ball in his chest and is like furiously trying to click the button on top of the ball. It appears that this isn't working. May need more of a human touch. Would you mind just helping me? And just press this button for me
What
real
does
quick.
it do?
It does wonderful things. It dispenses candy for children.
That's not what it did when you came to life.
No, but that's what it does now. Can you please just real quick?
What's wrong?
Everything is totally fine. You will get your candy, and we will be fine. Everything will be okay.
Is he standing in the corner? Is he sitting in the corner?
He's sitting in the corner, and at this point, he's sort of like standing up and almost approaching you.
I'm just gonna go towards him and hold his grab onto his hand and sit down and tug him to sit down with me at the pedestal, like at the base of the pedestal. I don't think that button gives candy. And I don't really want candy right now anyway. Right now, I think you might be the only person who knows my parents. And I'd like to know what you know, if you know anything. Because I can't get any information from them anymore.
How about this? We make a deal. I tell you whatever you want to know. I'll give you all the information you want. And then, you press this button and promise to never press it again.
You want to go away?
What would you like to know?
It's okay, I understand wanting to hide. I don't know. Do you know why they were packing?
I found it a point of politeness to not ask any intrusive questions. I was just there to help. I don't know exactly what they were packing for. but it seemed that they were taking possessions that were probably most valuable.
So, sometimes I don't ask questions, but I overhear things. I'm around, and I'm so small, and sometimes people don't know I'm around. And I'm pretty good at sneaking, so sometimes they don't know I'm around either. So I can get a lot of information just by hearing it. Is there anything weird you heard around the days before they left?
It seemed that there was sort of a change that had happened. There was a necklace that was very valuable to Lady Alexandra. And one day she was out, and when she came back, she didn't have it anymore. And she informed everyone that they needed to pack very quickly. And I was there to assist with that. But she never went anywhere without this necklace. And she was always very careful to keep it on her and to be wearing it. But one day she left with the baby and the necklace and came back with neither. I then helped her pack a few goats, and we grabbed Clara's bow. I had assumed they were going out for a hunting trip, and I helped them out the door, and then I came down here and waited.
You know how long the baby was around? Before it went away?
Not but 2 or 3 days?
Oh. And Clara hunted with a bow, and Alexandra had the necklace. Could anybody do magic?
I'm not supposed to tell anyone, but every once in a while I would see Lady Alexandra cast something or do something spectacular, and I was never supposed to tell anyone. But yes, I believe she could.
Why weren't you allowed to tell anyone?
It was the utmost importance that I keep it a secret. Come to think of it, I was never told why.
How long were you with them?
Well, I was with Lady Alexandra quite some time. She had commissioned me from a shop owner, and I was in her service for 700 years?
Oh.
And then came Teresa and then Clara after that. And pretty soon I was in service to the entire household. And thereby extension you.
Wow. Do you know why they lived for so long?
I haven't the faintest. But it was part of my duties to be very quiet and to, and he reaches in and grabs the wooden ball, and he turns part of the shell a little bit, and it seems to click into place, and vroom, he turns invisible. And you can see, you can hear a click back, and vroom, he appears again. It's part of my job to sneak into certain places and alter records that would show that humans would live this long. It was a peculiar case. I've never seen anything else like it.
Wow. And you don't know where she got magic from?
No.
Do I believe them?
Make an insight check.
+7, so that's a 19.
19. Yeah, that was a lie. And
Yeah.
in the same vein as when he said that there's a lot to protect earlier, that's probably what there's an attempt to do here.
Well, the problem is, I think that necklace might have been protecting Alexandra. And I have it too now, and I show him. But it's broken,
Yes,
and I
that was
don't
the one.
and I don't want anyone to find me. So I do have to find a way to get it fixed. And I don't know anything. Came here just kind of hoping I'd learn something.
Well, good luck on your journey, and I'm sure you can find everything that you will need to. Don't go digging into this.
I turn to him and I say, yeah, but it's not about digging. I mean, they found all of them. And then they turned them to glass. And I don't want to be glass. So if you know where the magic came from or anything that you're not telling me, I do need you to tell me. And you did promise me that you would tell me and give me answers. And you kind of belong to me.
You make some good points.
Yep.
Well, you're mine now.
Well, it would be logical to think that ownership would then transfer on to you. And if that's the case, then my primary motivation, which is to serve the head of the household, would then technically not be broken by not telling you what I didn't promise not to tell anyone else when I previously didn't make the promise not to.
Yeah, I there's a lot of knots there, but I think you're on the right track.
I believe I am too. Give me one moment. As he steps back and he walks over to the pedestal that the little wood ball had originally been on, and he sort of takes the top of it and puts his hand over the top of it and starts twisting this pedestal that breaks into almost like 5 different pieces and starts rotating the different pieces, almost locking them into place as you hear a final boom as the pedestal sinks into the ground. And you can see all of the seals that were shedding light from the ceiling and at the floor, right where the walls hit the ceiling and the floor. You can see them just start to slide out and move out just about an inch as they begin to rotate. And all of the walls, each one of them, rotates back and completely flips over. All of them except for one, which this light creature then walks over to it, and it's always one of them. And he reaches out and grabs it and sort of starts kicking the wall a little bit and yanking this thing down.
That's
as
funny.
you can hear the gears whirring and turning as he puts all of his strength into it, and boom, the final wall clicks into place. And you can see bookshelves. You can see a little station with that you are very familiar with, a little like chemical mixing station.
Yeah.
You can see almost like what would almost be like a miniature woodworking and metalworking bench, but right in the middle you see a series of papers and books and all of these different components there as well. So, welcome home. These are all open to you to use, but I think over here, if you're looking for information, this is probably your best bet. Unfortunately, shoot. And he sort of does a quick pat down. Starts looking back and forth. Give me one moment. Shoot. And he runs back up the stairs. And as he's running up the stairs, you hear, shoot. Where could it have gone? Well, I mean, it's been 12 years. It could have been anywhere, I guess. Okay, no, shoot. And he runs back down the
What are
stairs.
you looking for?
You see that? Right over there, right in the middle? And you see like a little wooden display case right in the middle. And in the middle, you see a foggy green gem with a chunk taken out of it.
Mm-hmm.
That was very important. And
It's okay. It's okay. We found it.
oh, okay.
Lady
That would have been very bad. I would have.
Alexandra had it with her. And we have it
Okay.
now. You can go. My friends are down upstairs and downstairs.
I catch your meaning.
And you can bring them in here if you want, if you're allowed to. I'm okay with it.
Okay. Makes me very uncomfortable, but if that's what you want,
They might help me understand.
okay.
And also one of them has that stone.
They're your friends, right?
Yeah, they're like my family.
Okay. Give me one moment.
But you don't have to listen to them.
There she is. Come back.
As he runs up the stairs, and as you can hear him running down the hallway, friends, who has the stone? Who has the stone? As you all see this creature of light come down the steps and almost sort of trip on the last two steps. Who has it? Who has it?
He's a bit odd.
Calm.
Love that we're all just standing in the living room like bamboozled by what's going on.
So I was guessing that was 10 minutes. Interaction.
Oh, yes.
So I'm out of my detect magic ritual and putting my stuff away.
At this point, you get a heavy sense of magic upstairs and at the end of the hall.
Okay, everybody, I think I know what the magic is.
You open your eyes and there's a creature.
Come with me. There's a magical door upstairs and at the end of the hallway that we need to go down.
That's where. Who are you? What are you?
I am the keeper of the house.
Do you have a name?
They just called me keeper.
Keeper. Okay.
I don't. That's my name, I guess.
All right.
Who has the stone?
I do. What do you need it for?
I was instructed not to take instructions from you, so I am going to choose not to answer that.
We should all go to the magical door upstairs and down the hall. Is that an appropriate course of action?
What he said.
All right.
All right. What Calic said. Let's go. You lead the way, Keeper.
Please.
Keeper.
Okay.
My name is Sika. It's very close to your name.
Yes.
Let's go.
Good. Okay.
Lessons.
I just screw my face up in confusion.
We all know common? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
To varying degrees, yes.
Let's go. As he bolts up the stairs, down the hallway, and opens up the door at the end of the hallway. The door is wide open, so as to be visible to all of you. As you follow him down 2 flights of stairs and see Olma in this room that is looks like a mixture of a laboratory, a workstation, a library, all these different things.
I think I found Alexandra's void.
Am I getting pings of magic off of any of the items or areas in here? Or is it all magic?
You, no. The only essence of magic that you get is from the door that brought you down. Nothing in here really actually seems to be magic except for the memory crystal.
Got it.
Seems your love of potion brewing is an inherited trait, Alma.
Maybe.
Look over at the station.
I'll produce the. I'll float the. I will pull the green gem out of my bag with my mage hand and float it over to Olma.
I don't want to touch it yet. So, is this what you're looking for, Keeper?
That is the exact piece.
What do we do with it?
I'm gonna have to put it back together. It might take some time, but I have everything that I'll need here. If you all want to begin looking through, we've got books and journals and maps that you all can look through while I'm taking care of this.
You said I should look through over here, and I point to is it the book area, or
Yeah,
what area? What
bookshelf
specific area did he point out?
There is a specific bookshelf that he was referring to. It seemed, as you're doing a quick look over, it seems that there is one bookshelf that is mainly like purchased books, almost encyclopedia-like. There are some that just have like general knowledge, and then there's a section that is dedicated to personal journals, personal things that they have written.
Okay, I'll I think these are journals, everyone.
Is that alright if I help you look, Olma?
Yeah, that's fine.
Can I help
Find
too?
some relevant information.
Please.
Yeah, but don't get distracted, and remember that you're looking to help me
Okay.
and not to learn more about magic.
Okay.
Eyes on the goal, Flynn.
I can do both, but okay.
Let's do one.
Fine.
So yeah, and I'll start looking through.
Walk through, yeah.
All right. As Keeper takes the shard of the memory crystal and he goes up to the display case, carefully opens it up, grabs the rest of the memory crystal, and then goes over to one of the workbenches. Every once in a while, he'll like grab a component and sort of begins fusing these two pieces back together. Everyone who is looking through the journal section specifically, I'm going to have you make an investigation check.
If I may, Brim is a newcomer here, so he is gonna go over to Olma. Hey, Olma, I know this is your family stuff. Would you like me to help?
I mean, the more eyes, the faster we get the information. But don't try to kill me with it or anything, or turn me into anybody, or I don't know, do good things with it.
Brim, I kind of smile at you. I say, I don't think I could even if I wanted to. So, I won't. Don't worry.
And even if you wanted to, I could seal this room shut and kill you by removing all of the oxygen. So just keep that in mind, friend.
Doesn't that also kill the head of the household?
No. So what I can do is I can selectively remove oxygen from the room. So Olma would be totally fine. The rest of you, dead on the spot.
Got it. Hey, Brim, don't do anything, okay?
I won't.
Kind of like him.
I have a bemused smile as I'm picking up the books and starting to go through.
Yeah.
I look
All right.
over at Thessaly and just narrowed eyes.
Who is specifically looking through the journals bookcase?
Me.
Olma and Kellic. Investigation.
What were the bookcases again? It was encyclopedia stuff they bought, and journals?
Yes.
Okay.
What is Brim? What are you looking at?
I've asked everyone to look at journals.
Oh, I thought you said
Okay.
look for stuff for you.
I'll do.
I've asked everyone to look up stuff
For you. That pertains to you.
that pertains to where my magic could come from, which I would imagine is in.
Yeah, I mean, because I would like to go to the
Journal.
encyclopedia and see if there's any books about her lineage or something like that, or
Okay.
origins of magic or something maybe.
I will allow that if you
Is
will
that-
allow that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Everyone who's looking in the journal section, investigation
me.
checks, please, and then let me know once you've rolled.
16.
So yeah, I'm gonna go over Brim where you are. I'm gonna sit down with you and pick up a journal.
Okay.
14.
14.
6.
6. Thessaly.
I was the worst student. I got a 2.
2. Okay. Seeker.
23.
23. Okay. Nice. And Kellic, what
like
was
You're
yours?
just distracted.
Sorry, what was Kellic's?
It's 14.
14 and almost
16.
16. Okay, so
Nice.
Olma and Seeker, you guys are looking through and you're starting to pull down journals. Thessaly, Brim, and Kellic. You're pulling down journals, and it's tough to find, and you're just not picking up on anything. It seems to be that you're just finding like day-to-day journals, stuff that doesn't have too much importance on what you guys are looking for. It's journals that are describing, today I went to the market and I saw my friend, and it's generally that sort of stuff, nothing too important or heavy.
I mean, if you've been alive 700 years, some of your journals are pretty mundane.
Well, we know the Red Wolves weren't after them for their exquisite prose. Once I'm flipping through.
Olma, you pull down first journal that you pulled down.
Okay.
It appears to be older than the rest of the other journals. And when I say older, I mean possibly a couple hundred years older. And as you are flipping through, the first bit of the book is almost chronicling like a workout regimen. It is like lifting weights, and it is acrobatics, and it is stuff that isn't actually too dissimilar from your monk training.
Okay.
Things like that of strengthening the body and the mind.
Mm-hmm.
The next little section is seems to be notes on another book. So it seems as though probably Lady Alexandra was reading another book and then taking notes on that book in this journal.
Sure.
But high-level theoretical spells coming through here. You recognize some of the base components of spells that you have cast yourself, but looking through, it seems that there is expansions upon those spells. Seeker, you were looking through.
Oh, can I ask a question?
Yes.
That sense that I got off of Olma, that I now kind of recognize as the essence of Loris, and like, do I have any of that in this house and around this stuff?
Make an Arcana check.
Yeah. Religion check? Question mark?
Or religion. I will let you do either.
I'm equally bad at both. But I got a really good roll.
Yeah.
Oh,
An 11.
An 11.
Oh.
Okay. You are going through, you pull down a journal, and you're peeking over at everyone else who is pulling down a journal, and you can see that there are 3 pretty distinct handwriting styles here. One is fairly like, it's like real sort of cursive, and there's some flair at the end of words. One of them is a little bit more practical, and then one of them is just straight up common. There's no frills to any of it.
Mm-hmm.
But then the journal that you pick up, you're sort of looking and eyeing everyone else's. This isn't any of those. This is something different. This is something that seems less loose in its form. It is extremely rigid in the way that it is written. And you see that it appears to be a travel journal, chronicling explorations to different places, meeting of different types of people, different cultures, taking notes on just almost just like a vacation travel journal, almost. And then as you're flipping through, a page falls out at the end of it. And you open it up, and it's a map. You can see a map of Elbor. And you can see certain illustrations and markings on it, indicating islands all around Elbor. But then you think to yourself, you've seen Flynn's map of Elbor. These islands are not on Flynn's map. Then you see down in the corner a chronicling of an island moving, appearing in one place, then disappearing the next day.
No.
Appearing in another place and then disappearing.
That's
and
just a myth.
As you get to the end of the journal, you start to get the sense of this almost obsession with finding this island. And you see a couple of journal entries where whoever wrote it was close, but by the time they got there, The island had already disappeared and moved on to a different location.
Huh.
And by the end of the journal, you get this frantic obsession feeling of finding this island.
Does the writing become less rigid? Is it just
The
like,
writing does become less rigid. The last journal entry that you read was a promising lead on where the island was, and that whoever wrote this journal had plenty of time to get there. You see no other indications after that. Glenn. The book that you pick up, I'm actually going to roll for this one.
Do you want me to tell you what I rolled?
Yes.
1 second, I'll check. It was investigation, right?
Yes.
It is 16.
I rolled a 16 as well.
Amazing.
So let me see what that one is.
meets it, beats it?
I don't know if that's
Is this
how
a
that works.
DC? Yeah, let's go.
No, that has no bearing on
Meets
this.
it, finds the
That is
exact
just
answers
one
to
book.
Olma's back.
That's what I'm feeling.
Okay. You find a factual sort of basis on the magic of Laurus, almost as if magic is this weird and strange thing, but almost chronicling it as though it were a science. Now you know that it's not. It's a more mystical and arcane thing,
Right.
but it is. Notes are taken within this almost as if you were to write in your bestiary, taking notes of a magical creature. Statistics are in there, different power levels, different studies of creatures who use Laurus's magic, different creatures that are born and raised within Genboldir and have some sort of magical essence imbued within them. And that is what you find.
Okay.
Kellic. You go up and you're looking through. And you see all these journals and everything. And then you see one book that's a little bit thicker than the rest of them. And you notice that it's thicker because it's not just pages. It looks like, as you pull it down, there are sketches within this book. There are several paintings.
Okay.
And as you open up, you start to see some family portraits. Olma. Keeper walks over to you. Memory crystal's done. Here you go. And he reaches out your hand, slaps the memory crystal down into your hand.
Oh, crap.
You can feel your consciousness lifted. You are no longer Olma. You are then thrust into another life, another person.
Okay.
Kellic, you look at this first image. You see
Oh.
a couple humans. You see what appears to be a father and a mother standing in the back with a probably about 5-year-old daughter, could be
Okay.
give or take. They all are smiling, happy, looks like a pretty cohesive family unit. And in the bottom, inscribed, you see the caption, Lord Afton, Lady Afton, and daughter Alexandra.
Okay. Okay, we're
Olma.
further back.
You are 5 years old. You are in the middle of a living room. Look around, this is home. This is not the living room that you just came in downstairs, but it is familiar to you, it is home. You have a little ball in your hands. It's sort of this rubbery ball, and you're sitting on a rug.
Okay.
Passing the ball back and forth with your dad. He's sitting on the opposite end of the carpet from you. Smiling at you, passing the ball back and forth. You pass the ball back. Your father does not accept it as you look up and his eyes have rolled back and they have now turned black.
Okay.
Your mother rushes over to you, sweeps you up, and takes you into another room. All you hear in the living room is murmurs of your father talking to someone. Kellic. Next page. You see a family portrait there. You see the same father, a little bit older. You see the same mother. This time, the mother has a little bit of a baby bump. She's just probably 5 months into a pregnancy.
This is the same mother from the previous?
Same mother.
Okay.
You see Alexandra grown up a little bit. She looks maybe 10, give or take a year or two. You see not the same smiling faces. You see the father's eyes have sunken back a little bit. You see he's standing there very straight, proper, and stern.
Mm-hmm.
You see the daughter, Alexandra, maybe 10 years old, but starting to get some definition in the muscles.
Mm. Does
can
she
see
look like Olma?
Very similar
around the same age?
resemblance.
Mm.
Yeah. You can see similarities, absolutely.
Mm.
And she is almost giving off this determined look, trying to look serious, not going to smile for the artist.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you see the mother forcing a smile. In the caption, Lord Afton, Lady Afton, and heir Alexandra. Olma, you are 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Gravity has shifted. You are upside down doing a handstand.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Your head is looking up in relatively to you,
Sure.
but on the ground, you are also in the middle of reading a book, a high-level spell scripture book.
Okay.
After each line you read, you do one handstand push-up.
Okay.
Metal.
You
So
are dripping sweat,
Sure.
but expertly reading each line
Okay.
and documenting in your head.
Heck yeah.
You feel strong. You feel both strong physically and mentally.
Sure.
Your mind flashes forward. You're in a small, dark room. In front of you, a man, maybe late 30s, tied up, half of his face bloody. His other eye is black. You look up, you see your father.
Mm.
Your father looks to you, hands you a knife. Kill him. You take the knife, you go back around the back of this man who's tied up and on his knees. You put the knife to his throat. You look away and you pull your hand back, slicing his throat.
Ooh.
Okay.
Kellic. Next family portrait.
Family.
You see father
Okay.
standing there, still looking almost militant. You do not see mother. And you see now what appears to be maybe just older than Olma, the daughter, Alexandra. Alexandra's head is completely shaved.
Uh-huh.
She looks like a killer. And in the caption, Lord Afton and heir Alexandra. Olma,
Yes.
you're a teenager.
Okay.
You are in a small office.
Okay.
You see your father sitting behind a desk. Appears to be a very important person.
Mhm.
You can see in the seat across from your father, as you listen in on a meeting, you see a woman who looks elven. You can see robes draping over her. You can see a tri-ring tattoo on her forehead.
Oh, shit.
This is someone who you have seen before.
Oh, it's
It's Artemisia.
Artemisia.
I don't know. Does it look like?
A younger-looking Artemisia
Oh, no.
Oh my
freaking
shit!
leans
What
into
the
your
fuck?
leans into your father and says, "But the gods have not yet fallen. We have time." Your father responds, "I will not wait until the enemy is at our gate. I refuse. We have to act now." Artemisia, you don't understand. I still have not perfected the ritual. I don't know what effects it will have. Your father responds, If you cannot do it, I'm going to find someone who can. Your mind flashes forward. You look, and you can see stars in the sky.
Okay.
It's a cool night. The breeze of the midnight air is just starting to nip at your skin.
Mm-hmm.
Realize you're looking up. Your back is laying flat on a stone slab.
Oh no!
You look to your left and to your right. You see on your left probably 8 different mages.
Uh-huh.
On your right, another 8 mages, all of different robes and races and of different arcane backgrounds.
Okay.
And over the course of the next 10 terrifying minutes, all of the mages in unison begin to cast a spell on you. The sky opens up, and from it, purple lightning begins to rain down. Each strike hitting you directly in the chest, each strike more painful than the last. As you feel your body jolt with energy, you feel yourself becoming more and more powerful. You can't contain the power that is now within you.
Mm-hmm.
As you struggle and you wince, your right arm flails out, and from the tips of your fingers, fire bursts, immediately frying and killing one of the mages as it shoots off and lands completely dead. The rest of the mages continue their spell.
Are they wearing red? Did we already?
Different robes.
Different robes.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
still.
Kellic, you flip to the next
Is
page.
she the coming storm? Holy shit.
You now see
Fallen storm. Sorry. Oh my gosh.
Go ahead.
Kellic, as you flip to the next page, you see a father, the same father,
Uh-huh.
a little bit older. You see standing next to him a younger but still militant, determined-looking dwarven man. And you see 2 daughters standing there. One, Alexandra, who the previous image depicted as strong, determined, looks like she would be able to take on anyone. Now, Alexandra, you see weaker. The muscles have gone down. Now she is maybe 17. You see her eyes are also sunken back. You see a child who is tired. You look next to them, and you see the other daughter. At this point, 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Shaved head. She's looking strong.
No sign of Lady Afton in any of these.
You see in the caption, Lord Afton, Corvin Amberstone, Alexandra, and Cecilia.
What?
Wait, whoa.
Olma,
Huh?
you are now a couple weeks shy of your 18th birthday.
Uh-huh. 708,000 years ago. Uh-huh.
You are peeking in to your father's office.
Okay.
The same one you had been confidently standing in earlier. Now your hand shakes as you barely squeak open the door. You see your little sister, Cecilia, sitting there in the same spot where you were standing previously. And this time you see a meeting between your father, now looking much older,
Mhm.
and a dwarven man.
Mm-hmm.
You see the dwarf almost pleading to your father. This is not working. We have another shot. We can do this again, as he points to your sister.
Mm-hmm.
Your father sits back in his chair, contemplating. You're right. His eyes dart up to the dwarf. Kill her. As the dwarf turns around, seeing you peeking in the door, begins to charge at you.
Mm-hmm.
You reach behind your back, pull out a knife, and stumbling backwards as this dwarf is coming towards you, reach out and slash at his throat, creating a massive gash. He falls to the side.
Ain't gonna talk right no more, are you, Corbin?
You feel your legs numb.
Mm-hmm.
You have been running for 2 days straight.
Mm-hmm.
You stumble to the ground. You cannot feel your legs.
Okay.
Kellic, you flip to the final portrait. You see there standing 2 figures. You see Cecilia standing there, 10 years old. Shaved head, strong. You can see at this point a purple glow in her eyes. And standing next to her, you can see her father wearing a jagged golden crown. The caption reading, "The Red Wolf and the Storm."
No fucking way. I'm seated and the book starts to slip out of my hands and I just catch it. What an absolute. Oh dear.
Olma, you drop the memory crystal. It clambers to the ground as Keeper picks it up. Okay, I'm just gonna put this on the table over here. I don't want this cracking again.
Alma.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I think I found some pretty troubling stuff over here.
I think I saw some pretty troubling stuff.
Oh, did you already? And I looked to see, Keeper putting the crystal back. I said, oh. Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me, though.
What did you see, Alma?
Well,
I'm shaking.
Those are Alexandra's memories, right? As I look to the Keeper. Keeper?
Yes, those were specifically her memories.
Do you know how long she lived before she made you?
At that point, she was perhaps 200, give or take a few decades.
Okay. Well, I don't know a lot. I know she ran away from her family and that they tried some really crazy stuff on her. And I think she knew Artemisia, so Artemisia must be crazy old too. And that guy looked really familiar, but I don't know if they never said his name in it, right?
The dwarf?
Yeah, they never said the dwarf's name, not in the memory.
It didn't say his name.
And he looks kind of familiar, but I don't remember.
What? Who did you see, Alma? Describe what you saw.
Well, I saw Alexandra, and I think I was Alexandra, so I didn't see her, and I lived a couple years of her life, and her parents, and they made her do some terrible things, and she had a sister, and they tried to do this experiment on her, and I don't think it worked. It just made her sick, and then she ran away, but they were gonna try it on her sister, and
As
what did you find?
As they're talking, what do I see on Brim's face?
Okay, I'll have you make an insight check.
Okay.
Against, if you want to make,
again,
if you want to make a deception, a persuasion, whatever you want. You don't have to announce it at the table.
Wow.
6.
6.
A 2. Okay.
Oh. Touché.
Brim, what? We'll do it in 2 parts. What are you attempting to emote? And then what are you actually thinking? What is actually going through your head?
I don't think Brim is registering anything. I think a lot of it's just shock to him. I don't think there's anything that I don't think he knew any of the. I don't think I know. Sorry.
There's not any recognition.
As this is all going back and forth, and they're going. I definitely know some of the names that are mentioned, just historically, because some of them are well known. But there's no confirmation, as if I knew something and was waiting for anything.
Right,
I don't think that's there. Maybe the only thing is the confirmation of the story and knowing there is something, I think, because I know what's in the temple. So there is a sort of confirmation that he does. Yeah, because I rolled so terribly. So yeah, I definitely show a glimmer of recognition when they say, like when she's related to. Did that come out?
Not yet. It hasn't come out yet.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to remember what has been said, what I know, what Brim knows.
Totally.
So never mind.
We haven't said
right
much.
now.
So
It's all
nothing-
new. It's all
yeah,
new.
okay.
Right now, it's all new to me.
Just confusion.
Okay.
Okay.
Just confusion.
Yeah, because right now Calic's the only one who
Only
knows the
one who
names
knows.
because
Yeah.
they were written. Yeah.
Yeah, they were written, not said out loud. So right now, Brim's with the rest of you. No idea.
Olma,
Yeah.
come here for a moment. I think you should sit down.
Okay.
All this time we've been thinking your family was far off, searching for them and not knowing where they were. But we found you. Don't know how far back it goes, but we were at one of your family's graves shortly after we met.
What do you mean?
I don't know how to break this to you, so I think we're gonna go the old route of tearing off the bandage. And I unfold to the page with the Red Wolf in the Storm. You recognize that crown?
Oh yeah. Oh no.
That's... And I tap on Cecilia.
Cecilia or Celia?
Cecilia. Yeah, it is Cecilia.
Cecilia.
I tap on Cecilia. That's Alexandra's sister, Cecilia. That's what they wanted Alexandra to be.
Mm-hmm.
So if I've got it right, they took the magical Laurus to put it into a vessel to kill Laurus. To go to Primordia to blow it up.
They were trying to kill the gods in Primordia?
They were trying to... Yeah, I think so. Primordia was a place you could speak to the gods in person. And the storm blew it up. The storm. And I just tap ardently on the...
To release the outcast.
Aye. If not to destroy them, then to awaken them.
Okay. Okay, and so the dwarf was...
I flip back to the page that has Corvin on it. Our old pal from the ruins.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Why did they keep trying to find her, Alexandra, then? If she
Maybe they
failed?
needed another once
Oh, once
Cecilia was gone.
gone.
I don't know. Maybe that's what... Well, maybe that's what you're capable of, Olma.
Oh, I don't want to be capable of that.
Well, I don't think you are, Olma. And I just rest my hand on her shoulder.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
that would explain why you've been hiding all this time.
Yeah, and why they were killed, but why would they be killed by people from the Red Wolf and not captured?
I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe they... What, did you learn anything about Lady Alexandra?
Well, I learned that they wanted her dead,
Aye?
and that's why she ran away. Because she failed. It didn't work. Whatever magic went into her, it didn't work the way it was supposed to. It made her weak.
Oh. Well then... Maybe she knew too much.
Yep.
It's a secret order, despite How do we know about them?
So it's my fault.
No.
What? Where are you getting that from?
Well, they were hiding for so long, and they succeeded. And then, according to Keeper, after I was born, Alexandra took me and the necklace away, and then came back without the necklace, and then told everyone they had to pack up and leave as quickly as possible.
Right, but that's not your fault, Olma.
Well,
The evil that these people have done is their doing. No one else's. Not Alexandra's, not yours.
so you think that I have the same power that she had, just without a big, giant, scary ceremony?
At that, I would chime in and I would say, I can confirm. Yes,
What do you mean?
I saw what is in you. It is. Yes.
So,
I don't know why. It wouldn't seem that. I'm befuddled, I have to admit. I think this is also what Artemisia did. I think it might be the same.
well, Artemisia was there, and she said that she was gonna do a ceremony, but that it wasn't ready. And
Right.
and then he did it anyway, and I don't know why it didn't work for her and why it worked for Cecilia.
Well, Alexandra was the first,
Mm-hmm.
so she was the test. If Artemisia said it wasn't ready, then that's why it.
Well, Artemisia wasn't there for either of them, though.
Well, but. Say what you will about that witch, but she's smart.
She also didn't even get it right until, like,
Recently,
recently.
turns out you need a lot more blood.
Yeah, like 1,000 years worth.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think she used some. Well, don't want to get into it. Right.
So my family
Yes,
wants the outcast out.
Well, not all of your family. Clearly.
Yeah, my
Dad.
version of them.
Great-great-great-grandfather.
We're all there, right?
Yeah,
Point.
yeah.
So like
Yeah,
my,
around.
my mom and dad and grandma and grandpa and great grandmother, they didn't want it, right? They weren't part of the cult. It was just like my great aunt,
Great grandfather.
great aunt.
Great aunt. Aye, well, and Elma, seems like you're. Let's just call him the Lord Afton. Seems like he abused his daughters. It's just looking at their faces. He was training them for this purpose. Why? Hundreds of years?
Well,
Horrible behavior just for
what was that thing?
For what?
What was that thing way back when we're father to the coming storm, son of...
Father to the fallen storm.
Sorry, father to the fallen storm.
Right.
And son of who?
Son of Archfey Dalmok. I'm gonna look at particularly the one where he's got the crown. Does Lord Afton look Fey in nature? I'm gonna look through all of the different sketches. Like, is there anything that would link him to what I would know about the fairy tales of an Archfey?
No.
Okay.
I want to say really quickly, the second that it was mentioned, like, what Olma is capable of, that comparison was made, I moved myself ever so subtly in between where Olma's line of sight and Brother Brim's line of
Yeah,
sight. And I'm
I will
keeping
say
a
I'm speaking in hushed tones, but we're in a small room.
We're
I
all-
could,
yeah.
everybody
We're all
very
like the same
perceptive.
table.
Yeah.
I'm not worried. I
Yeah.
got the keeper. He's there to.
Yeah.
I know you're not worried. I'm worried. So
Keeper's
just
got
for
my back.
clarification, in
Gotcha.
case that
Yep.
comes up.
So just so we all have heard this. We all have this information now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did you find?
Yeah, I mean, I found this book about Laurus and the magic, and just how it's comes to be in creatures and people. I didn't really look through it too much. I figured I'd just bring it back here. There wasn't really much else. Did you?
As in Laurus being the font of all magic.
Yes, stuff like that.
Yes.
Things make use of it.
That is how that.
Yeah, well, he
Yeah,
got it from
Seeker.
Premier, who created
well, no, I mean,
everything.
Famir created
Yeah,
the
well, if you
stuff
put
and
him in
light.
charge
Okay,
of
none of
magic,
this actually
Laurus
matters.
done
made all of this.
Find
A
out.
question,
magic.
boys, if you don't mind.
Yes, definitely.
You said Archfey. You said
Aye.
that Olma's great. What you're looking at was a son or related.
Son
or,
of the
That's-
Archfey.
What did you say?
Dalmok.
That's right.
And they took parts of Loris and tried to make
Their
Someone who could
offspring
kill-
did.
kill Loris.
Seems that way.
Maybe.
Or
Well,
at least hurt those who worshipped him the most.
Now, I don't want to talk over the two experts in the room, which would be you, Seeker, and you, Kellic. But I did a little reading a while back, and it's not something I'm really good at. But I found out that I don't know if this means anything, but Archfey were angels. They're bad,
Sorry,
or maybe only some of them.
bad angels.
Yes, well, they were, and they did good things, but then they did really bad things. So then they couldn't come back, and they couldn't serve the gods anymore. They sort of got kicked out of their duties.
So you're
Banished.
saying that might be the
Oh.
reason that an offspring of an Archfey might want to destroy the gods?
Because they hate
Like punishment?
their father hated the
Or maybe there's a link there that I don't know. I don't, but I
You don't think
But Kellic, you know a lot about religion. Maybe I'm
okay,
crazy.
I just want to say really quickly, we don't think that the Archfey Dalmok is the outcast, right? Because that would be crazy. We don't actually think that, right?
Well,
Nobody thinks that. Nobody thinks that.
Now I'm
The
thinking
out-
that though.
That.
Now I'm thinking that.
I don't think so, personally.
No?
Well, we're talking about one being that exists as the opposite of the gods. I don't know, it just doesn't stack up that
Oh,
it would
but-
be a creation of the gods.
Yeah.
Maybe
But it's like it was an angel, then they got pushed out.
Right, but
because
the world began.
they got outcast.
Oh no.
Oh,
We
yeah.
don't think that though, right?
They got
We don't
cast.
think that.
Well, he was outcast by the gods.
Do we think maybe the outcast isn't like one person, but like lots of people?
The
Maybe.
outcasts.
Maybe plural? Like
I shall
all of
serve the
them?
outcast. But he
Like,
appeared. He
the
appeared as
outcast,
a
like
being,
all
a
of
single
the
being.
did he?
Oh,
Yes,
I don't think
to-
we've ever.
To Zeta when he made a
Okay,
contract.
so one
Whoa.
person presented themselves, but that doesn't mean it's not a lot of
doesn't-
things.
What difference does it make, Alma? He's got an army of followers that are devoted to bringing him
Well,
back.
But if there's a council of other archfays that we have
But
to.
if we're bringing back, if the whole thing is that we're actually fighting a sea of Archfey,
sea
somewhere
of-
that they want to unlock, that's not just
But
world-ending chaos
well,
monster. That's world-ending, lots of chaos
I
monsters.
feel like you're splitting hairs here, Alma. They're both world-ending. Either way, the outcast is chained into the abyss. That's what we know. So multiple or singular, they are locked away.
Well, it still gets to come to the material plane and trick people into doing stuff.
Right,
That-
it sneaks in through willing participants.
Okay, so it doesn't matter because we don't think that, right? We don't think that the Archfey Dalmok is part of the outcast, right? Because then that would mean that so is the Red Wolf, and then so is Cecilia, and then so is Lady Alexandra, and
It
then
strikes
so
me
on
as
and so
odd.
on and so on, and then so is me.
Well, they're
No,
connected
no, no.
somehow. I don't know
Right.
that this is necessarily a direct line.
In death as in life, I shall serve the outcast. That's what they say on their headstones, right? On the very same headstone that said Archfey Dalmok is the father of the Red Wolf. So it seems strange that they would mix the monikers. I don't know.
Dia.
But
Wait.
that's why I'm saying maybe the outcast is. I shall serve the outcast like those that are outcast.
Kind of like we got Codam Vo wrong. It is a title. Like, it is possible that she is correct.
Well, it's still a title either way you slice it here.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to remember, and partially because the one day I didn't bring my notebook, I need it because this is all in there.
Yeah.
And I did this research it was probably 5 years ago when I first looked at this. So trying to drudge back through my memories, do I remember why? Angel, why there's this subsect of sort of fallen angels and what led to an archfey, or in this case Archfey Dalmok, being cast out.
Yeah, so you would know in your study that the Archfey in a lot of cases
Mhm.
it wasn't a direct rejection from the gods.
Okay.
It was more of a decision on their part to say, I am not going to be beholden to you anymore. My life is not going to be tied to service to you. I'm going to do my own thing. And so over years, the angels then sort of mutated because their line to the gods was severed. So they mutated into something different, being the Archfey, still being creatures of immense power, but just now no longer tied to the gods, but rather tied to the world around them and to, the general world of Elbor.
I want to start looking through the journals. I'm just going to go right over to the journals and look for anything that says outcast. I'm just going to start looking through anything that says Red Wolf or outcast.
Okay. Make an investigation check for me.
I want to look for what happened to. I think I have an idea, but I want to see if I can find in the journals what happened to Alexandra's mom.
Okay. I'm going to have you make an investigation check on that.
15.
15.
For me.
Okay.
Brim, how you doing over there? Am I?
It's also 15.
15. Okay. I'll get to Kellick's thing first and then Holmes. Kellick, you're looking through. You find this one journal and knowing sort of chronologically where in Alexandra's life her mother left because of the portraits, you're sort of able to see chronologically these journals. And you start flipping through. And you do see a couple of journal entries of Alexandra sort of taking note that she was becoming more distant from her family and from her friends. And then a couple of journal entries later, seeing that her mom is starting to become distant from herself. Her mom is beginning to distance herself. And then a couple of journals later, you see an entry where Alexandra specifically requests from her father to see her mother, and that request is denied, and from then forth is never seen or heard from again.
Man, that's all I can find about it. Is that she just disappears from Alexandra's access to her. It's okay if that's the case.
So as you're flipping through towards the end of this journal, there is sort of this latency period where the mother does not come up whatsoever. But then you do find probably the third to last entry within this journal. Alexandra specifically asks her father once more to see her mother. And the way that Alexandra writes it, her father is extremely elusive, is in her eyes extremely suspicious. It seems to Alexandra, and in her opinion, something had happened to her mother, and her father is covering it up and deciding not to discuss it. What were you looking up?
Anything related to literally journal entries about outcast, Red Wolf.
Okay. You are looking through these journals, and it gets you a couple of journals through. You're not really finding anything. You don't see any outcast. You don't see anything like that. Vosranath is not mentioned either. And then you get to the section where Flynn had pulled it, or was it who had pulled the one where the writing looked
Oh, that's me.
dissimilar?
With the island.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Then you get to the section that Seeker had pulled the notebook out of,
Mhm.
with the drawings of the island and everything. And you see that the writing becomes even more erratic throughout this journal, sort of in the same vein that Seeker had seen at the end. An obsession. I have found the island turns into I am on the island, turns into I am exploring the island, turns into I found something I cannot explain, turns into I am now venturing into a cave. After a mention of a cave, the next page you flip to is a furious scribble drawing of a massive humanoid creature, head hanging low, arms up, these massive chains pinning him to a huge boulder.
Oh.
Okay. Is there anything written
And
under it?
scribbled,
Okay.
almost like, someone who's just learning how to write, at the bottom in big letters etched in, almost tearing the paper through. I have found the outcast. I am forever changed. And that is where we're going to end this episode.
Gee.
We are going to call it right there. Thank you all so much for listening, and we can't wait to see you all again next week. Bye, nerds.
Bye, nerds. Help us solve this, please.
Hey nerds, Rebecca here. If you're enjoying Venture Forth, please like, follow, and subscribe on whatever platform you're using, and make sure to tell your friends. If you're interested in going the extra mile, please check out our Patreon link in our description to support the show and get access to exclusive bonus content. Bye, nerds.
Bye.